Hello student, welcome to my channel. We are studying sterilization and disinfection. Today we are going to see the last part. My name is Dr. Sharad Deshmukh, S.H. Jaiswal College, Arjuni, Morgaon. Today we are going to study the last part of the sterilization, that is sterilization by using the radiations. Among the radiation, the two types of radiations are used. The first one is the non-ionizing radiation and second one is the ionizing radiation. The first we see about the non-ionizing radiations, and as far as the non-ionizing radiation is concerned, the most important example is the ultraviolet light. But first we should know about the light. Here you can see that the visible light is a type of radiant energy detected by the sensitive cells of the eye. The wavelength of this energy is between 400 and 800 nanometers. Other types of radiations have the wavelength longer or shorter than that of the visible light. So the light we normally see by the naked eye is in between 400 to 800 nanometers. But there are certain wavelengths which are longer or shorter than that of the visible light. Therefore, they cannot be detected by the human eye. So among that, one of the radiation is the UV rays, which cannot be detected by the human eye. So to first see about the ultraviolet rays. The ultraviolet light is useful mainly for controlling the microorganism, and ultraviolet light has a wavelength between 200 and 400 nanometer. Earlier I have told that the visible light is having the energy between 400 to 800, but the UV light is the wavelength between 200 and 400 nanometer, which is the less one. That's why it is not detected by the human eye. With the energy at about 265 nanometer is most destructive to the bacteria. Although the range is 200 to 400, but the 265 nanometer wavelength is found to be the most destructive to most of the bacteria. At this wavelength, they can be easily destroyed or killed and can be considered as a hot air sterilization. Now this term means the some form of the heat may be produced by the radiations. That's why here I have mentioned can be considered as a hot air sterilization. Hence, it is used in rapid mass sterilization of pre-packed syringes and the catheters, particularly the plastic syringes and catheters. They are sterilized in the mass by using these ultraviolet rays. These UV rays are also used to limit the airborne or surface contamination in hospital rooms, pharmacy, toilet facility, or food service operations. That means you can control the microorganisms in the air or on the surface by the ultraviolet rays, and they are used in the various places just I have mentioned, in the hospitals, in the pharmacy, also in the food services. These are also used, UV light are also used in the various laboratories also as a germicidal lamp. So second one, the most known for us is the UV light from the sun may be the important factor in controlling the microorganism in the air and upper layers of the soil. The sun rays also having to some extent the ultraviolet rays, and these rays are helpful to control the organism present in the air and upper layer of the soil. This ultraviolet light does not penetrate liquids or the solids, and it may cause the damage in the human skin cell. This is one of the disadvantages, that although these are the rays which can be used to kill the organism, but they are having the less penetrative power, but they are damage in the human skin cells. So you have to take much care while operating the ultraviolet rays which are used for the sterilization process. In the laboratories, the small cabinets or the small areas can be sterilizing by the special lamps. They are referred as the germicidal lamps, which are commercially available for sterilization process. So in this case, how the UV rays act, what is their mechanism, how they kill the microorganism. When microorganisms are subjected to ultraviolet light, the cellular DNA absorbs the energy and adjacent thymine molecule link together. So this is known as the formation of the thymine dimer. So in the DNA, when the thymine dimer is formed, that will interfere in the replication of the DNA. So the replication of the chromosome in the binary fission is impaired, and due to this the damaged organism can no longer produce the critical proteins or reproduce, and it dies quickly. So it is interfering directly with the DNA, and ultimately it is able to kill the microorganism, that is the bacteria. Now we'll come to the ionizing radiations. These ionizing radiations mainly include the X-rays, gamma rays and cosmic rays. These ionizing radiations have very high penetrative power as compared to the non-ionizing radiation, as there is no appreciable increase in the temperature in case of non-ionizing radiation. Hence, the process is also called as the cold sterilization. In earlier case, I have mentioned there is the appreciable heat formation to some extent by UV rays, but in this case there is no appreciable increase in the temperature. That's why this method is also referred as the cold sterilization. This method is used to sterilize the plastic syringes, catheters, grease fabrics, metal foils, and particularly the mass sterilization is done by using the ionizing radiations like X-rays or gamma rays or the cosmic rays. Now in this case, the high energy and short wavelength radiation that disrupt the DNA molecules and the exposure to the short wavelength radiations may cause the mutations, and many of which are the lethal to the microorganisms. So here this is the mechanism of action. It is also interfering with the DNA, and it mainly results into the mutational changes in the bacterial cell, and these mutational changes are generally very lethal to the bacteria, and that results into the killing effect. The exposure of the gamma radiation, that means you have to expose to the short wavelength of 10 to the power minus 3 to the 10 to the power minus 1 nanometers, while the X-ray having the wavelength of 10 to the power minus 3 to 10 to the power 2 nanometers, and increase the death rate of the organism. So these wavelengths are very harmful to the organism, and that will result into the death of the microorganism. So it is used in the various sterilization procedures to kill the microorganism. Viruses as well as the other microorganisms are also inactivated by this method. In addition to the sterilizing agent like ionizing and non-ionizing radiations, there are also the ultrasonic and sonic vibrations. These ultrasonic vibrations are high frequency sound waves beyond the range of the human ear. And that's why we mention it as ultrasonic, and because these are beyond the range of the human ear, and these are found to be having the bactericidal. But the microorganisms vary in their sensitivity, hence no practical value in sterilization and disinfection. Although they are having the effect on the organism, but they are not having any practical value in the sterilization and disinfection, because their action varies in different organisms. So here we conclude here the sterilization and disinfection process. We have seen earlier also in various chapters. Thank you.